Calling you a radical, the end of an incredible era, one of the great eras in the history of all sport. The Jay Hill era came to an end yesterday. So I thought he quit last year. No, all his local recruited seniors, their last game. And this coach was handed a. Now, who can do that? Who's handed a possible national championship team? Preseason 8 or 7 in the polls. I really felt like they're really a legitimate national championship possibility. Well, they should have won it last year, Snapgate. You know, and he hadn't won a home game. We're going to return to the 2012 era as far as, Jody Sears had close games too inside here, never won a home game, but these seniors like, oh, fuck no. Oh, fucking hell no. The great Winston Reed, and I got great stories about Winston. You know, his mother passed of cancer, recently. Yesterday was the 12th anniversary of me going into the bone marrow transplant. I spent that night puking my guts out in so much pain, almost dead, going in and out of a coma. And if nobody's ever been in a bone marrow transplant center, you don't know shit, because they are so fucking brutally hardcore. Winston Reed's mother died of cancer. I gave Winston Reed one of those folded paper crane chains. After the game, his family members, put the laser in. I says, the one I gave you, the folded paper cranes, were folded in the Stewart Library right there when, I got to hold one of the real paper cranes in my hand, Sudoku. And she come up and hugged me when the Prime Minister of Japan comes up and hugged at the Inoue hangar. I asked, we were saying, well, I can get you a real one that she folded. And if you don't know about folding 1,000 paper cranes after the atom bomb disease, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you need to read it. Winston knows about it now. He had his career high. So after the game, I saw one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. The whole sky here just went orange and red. Even Calvin would walk out, it's like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen these mountains light up so beautiful. Not saying a lot. There was an energy in there after this game. I've never felt emotion like that in this arena. Well, that's way up there with any emotions I've ever felt. After the game, these seniors are like, oh, fuck no. We're not letting Mickey Mantle fucking ruin the great Gil Hero. We're not going out with a fucking loss. The number 3 or number 14, whichever you want them, they beat him. And it was these Jay Hill recruits, locals. Winston Reed has his career best game. What? Hayes Hadley has his career long punt return. What? Unbelievable, right? Maxwell Anderson had an incredible fucking game. Unbelievable game. How about Abraham Williams? He's not a senior, but a Jay Hill recruit, who Mickey Mantle's had on the thing. Preseason All-American. Could be the best player in this conference. Who, by the way, right there, ran a 6'3" in the 55. Who does that? He's not even a 4'3" guy. I think he's a 4'2" guy. He's riding the fucking bench. Why? Nice birdie, rip its fucking head off. So after the game, it was the coolest thing, I think, one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my fucking life. My camera had gone dead out of juice by then. So emotional. So Winston Reed's family members and other of these island descendants, their bloodlines, that's Winston Reed's mother, who passed away of cancer. They got down in full squat form, the men, and did the native traditional island dance. And I mean intense. It was so powerful. They're right down in that squat position, and they did the whole ceremony. There couldn't have been, 50 people left in the stadium standing around there visiting. I was like, do you believe we just saw that? It was so incredible. So after the game, everybody was, I'd never seen everybody so emotional. It was unbelievable. And not just because of the win, way more than that. People intuitively know what this was. Jay Hill's wife's a cancer survivor. I was given 2 months to live. Exactly when the bond, 11/11/11 turns 12. After the game, And you got to realize, Maxwell Anderson, when he first started here, I did the play-by-play for Weber State KWCR. The beat. There's the signal right there. That's the tower. They got rid of it in 2011. The only way they were able to get rid of it, they've been trying to get rid of it. It was Ogden Community Radio. It was powerful. It was the greatest investigative journalist station maybe in the country. They got rid of it, sold it off for $25. They would have never pulled it off, but they waited until Kevin Blanch was in a bone marrow transplant center clinging to life. So they stick it to me. What's these lowlifes that run this show here? And I want to say this to all these fucking lowlifes, including all the presidents of the university, the ADs, the freaking athletic department. Fuck, please. You know how many of you fuckers I've seen come and go? Coaches? I've seen hundreds of coaches come and go. Hundreds. Hundreds. Driving around in your fucking cars with your dealer fucking plates. I was here when you fucking got here. I'll be here when you fucking leave. It's a public university that belongs to the fucking community. We. Not me. So here, me. Mickey Mantle comes in here, the greatest recruiter, probably, the greatest coach in the history of this fucking school. And that's including Dick Motta, who coached right there. That's including Phil Johnson, who coached right there. Gene Vischer, who coached right there. Ronna Baglin, Jay Hill. Nobody gave fucking Winston Reed a scholarship. He walked on. Jay Hill says, come on. His dad played here. Why? Do you know nobody gave Rashid Shaheed a scholarship in the country? What? By the way, the over-under on Rashid today, or the money line on him getting a touchdown, 3.5 to 1. Take it. I'm not a gambler. I don't gamble. I used up all my luck in the bone marrow transplant, Nobody gave him a scholarship at Weber State. How about Jonah Williams shining in the NFL? Nobody gave him a scholarship. Weber State. That guy used to find play. Maxwell Anderson's first game, I did the play-by-play at San Diego. They're playing that good San Diego State team. I was there. I did the play-by-play by myself. I keep stats. He was a true freshman. I called Maxwell Anderson. A couple times I called him Anderson Maxwell. He set the school record for tackles. Winston Reed was closing in on it, 20-some odd. How come nobody knows that? Because I'm the one that used to keep stats. I remember when I used to keep stats for Randy Ray, as I'm doing for free thing. These guys make all this fucking money, go play golf, get drunk, fucking, it's pitiful. I knew what Maxwell Anderson was that day. I'm like, holy fuck. The game was 6-0. That's the best defensive game Weber State has ever played in the history of the school. No doubt in my mind. That was Rashid Shaheed's birthday. I'm like, as poorly as Weber State's offense played, but Jay Hill was all defense, pounded the ball, and that San Diego State defense was all that. It was a freaking defensive war. It was 6-0, 2 field goals. I said, there won Rashid Shaheed kick return from winning this game. Not 5 seconds after I said it, on 88.1, no, on KWCR, Manny Gonzalez, Ken Blanch brought it back digitally. I says, he's gone to Tijuana. We were going to win 7-6. The Phantom flag comes from freaking Clear Cross Field, and, there's no footage up there. I've looked and looked. I know I got it. I'll find it one day. I got so much stuff. I'm one man. I'm one person. One man, Bam Blanch. Oh, a freelance sports writer, a freelance broadcaster, a freelance fucking writer, a freelance, a real true grassroots activist. Huh. That's a novel idea. Real fucking novel. Like my cancer, I have what we call de novo, which means anew, which is a death sentence is what I got. Publish, but I get no support. I'm blackballed because I get it right. I'm so sick of these fucking fake activists fucking all over that fucking takeover. It's like here at the Black Culture Center. I talked to them. They were a group of young women who got that through. They protested in there. They locked their arms. They freaking shut down the whole union for days. I participated with them. I sat in with them. They forced that hand. Morrison and those guys weren't going to give them that. They made them. And they got media. They were smart enough to trick the media to where they freaking, because the media won't ever cover any grassroots activists. They pulled it off. So this woman from Cincinnati rolls in here. I have a 1971 Black Scholar shirt I wanted to donate, and it's all set up through the people that created it. She's rolled in here. And she's like, no, they need to be reeled in. What? You're the boss? Okay. She was so militant with me. Oh, you're the boss, huh? I've seen this so many times before in my career as an activist. Do all the work, then come in and rip it to shreds. It's called Mickey Mental from Ohio. She's from Ohio. And she didn't know the difference between Harrison Boulevard and Washington Boulevard. And so I took a photograph with those two young women. I says, they know. It's called peace of mind. I says, you'll never get no credit, but you did all the work. Mickey Mantle's a degenerate. Mickey Mantle is an arrogant. His arrogance, and I'll tell you proof. So the stadium wasn't ready, as they spend millions of dollars to tear out metal bleachers and concrete to replace with metal bleachers and concrete. What Jay Hill did here turned around this corrupt, and this was so corrupt. Jody Sears, the worst, Jody Sears, Jerry Graybill, freaking Arsenault's kid, that whole era was so, and if you do not believe me, you look it up. It's out there. The NCAA's investigation into this school. Millions of dollars being ripped off and missing. I worked for Bruce Handley, the number one school business in the country, clear back in '94 when they did the deal dance. But it went on and on and on and on. The NCAA threatened them with the death penalty. Put them on probation. They violated while they were on the probation. That's an unarguable fact. When Jay Hill come in and go ask him, I told him, you crazy? This is the most corrupt, losingest fucking program in the country. They haven't won a fucking home game. They won one home game in 2 fucking years. A Snowball chance in Hill. So he started to recruit local players and found players that nobody wanted. Rashid Shaheed. How about Opeta? How about Jonah Woods? Nobody wanted him. And the NFL played a clip a couple weeks ago of the top 5 plays in the NFL, and 3 of them were Jay Hill. So after the game, and I want people to remember, in the old days, especially in the early days, Maxwell Anderson and Winston Reed were so militant. Like I said, you go talk to him, you better have a football helmet on. Maxwell Anderson came right up to me and hugged me. Should have seen how emotional he was, emotional his family was. You should have seen how emotional Winston. Remember, Winston Reed's mother passed away recently of cancer. You should have seen that emotion in there. I've never seen anything like it. So, my favorite player in the history of this school, Trevon Smith. I love Trevon Smith. I love watching him play. I love that smile on his face. I loved everything about him. He was one badass. He would mow down fucking DBs like fucking blades of grass. So fast, so quick, so unbelievable. Beat to death in a jail cell. I'm the guy that got him fucking thing, and they didn't even get that right. I'll tell you the disrespect of Mickey Mantle. This is when and I know fans local right here in South Ogden, Utah, who turned on him that day. The stadium wasn't ready, so they're going to do a preseason, the scrimmage. They're having the scrimmage at Bonneville High School, where the Atagis are an institution here. They're an absolute institution here at Weber State. Miller Atagi, his father, is the godfather. The Atagis are an institution in South Ogden, Utah when it comes to football. They played Little League here. They played junior high here. They played high school here. Bonneville High School. We're going to get a game. Everybody's all stoked up. Oh, we're going to see the Atagis. Meacham played there. Hayes Hadley played there. All these local players played on that field. We go there. Mickey Mantle didn't play any of them. Atagis never set foot on it. You should have heard people. They're fucking pissed. What kind of disrespectful fucker is this? It's his arrogance. He's like, ha, fuck you, Utahns. I'm coming in here. It's all me. He's a piece of shit. This team was so low. This team, that should have been the freaking conference championship game, and they won it. These seniors that Jay Hill recruited stepped up big time. Again, Winston Reed, who will shine in the NFL, had a career high. He had 11 tackles in the first fucking half. How about freaking Hayes Hadley after the blown knee? When you break Rashid Shaheed's fucking record, by the way, the promotion, Casey in here called him Rashad. You should have seen Baggett trying to read these family members' names. Don't you think he would practice that a few days prior? No. Fuck, he don't even know who these players are. You know, go freaking play golf and get drunk with all this clan, this fucking sickening, fucked up club. It's pitiful. Good birdie. He's handed a possible national championship on a silver fucking platter. He takes the greatest player in the conference and puts him on the bench, Abraham Williams. What a game did he have yesterday? By the way, as I said before the season, if you don't believe me, you go ask Jack Burgess. He come right up to me and he says, I said, do you remember what I told you before the season started? I do. He says, we had a long talk right over there at the practice field, and you told me that I felt that there was a chance that I would be the All-American, and there's a chance that I would play in the NFL. I watched him good. Not just his pump per average. I never seen a player that could nail it and tie the freaking 5-yard line like him. I watched him one day there at practice. 4 in a row landed between the 1 and the 2-yard lines in practice. Did you see that play? Abraham Williams goes down there, and you see the vertical jump of Abraham Williams? Holy fuck. That was the play of the season. Tips it fucking back. How about the fucking stretch out, fucking goes airborne of thrower? His 4th catch of the year? I watched practice. I watched hurrying thrower just tear it up and Sharp. Jacob Sharp's all that. Fucking Jacob Sharp got his 2nd touchdown there of the year. They didn't even play 4 fucking catches for thrower for the year. Did you see that fucking catch? Save the best for last. They couldn't even get the fucking, ceremony with the most important senior ceremony in the history of this fucking school. Hayes Hadley, both the Atakis, all these incredible local players, Meacham, all these incredible local players Jay Hill recruited that nobody wanted. By the way, Rashid Shaheed, my favorite player in the history of this school? Yeah, and Trevon Smith and Maxwell Anderson. Maxwell gave me this, his family. Look how neatly he signed it with my Sharpie, my famous Sharpie, which went missing. I've never seen emotion in this stadium in my life like that. What an emotion, because I was running through my mind as I went home, then I went and watched my grandsons, my grandsons are so close with Rashid Shaheed. Rashid Shaheed was such a mentor to them. I went and watched him play indoor soccer, and as soon as I walk in, about a 35, boom, rocket. Those 2 kids run just like Rashid. They're unbelievable. What a mentor Rashid was to them. They would go to the games with me. They would visit with Rashid. He gets out the ball the other day and he says, hey, remember that when I had Rashid sign it? Yeah. I says, well, you can prove it. That's the Hail Mary game. You had them sign it too because I shot the video. You're in the video. They swiped a freaking thing. Well, they didn't swipe it last year. The last game. Remember they're running around in the snow and the ice with their shoes and socks off. Their little off. I'm like, oh God. Here they go. They got that big D signed, and they grabbed it. And went over there and they had all those players sign it, including Eddie. I says, Eddie Hecker doesn't sign anything. How'd you get it? He says, the Toggies made him. He has it. He has it hanging on the wall in his room. He was such a mentor to the. You don't think that matters? With 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old boys. Rashid would sit and talk to them, visit them, whatever. He shaped a lot of their lives. College football is not about winning. College football is about freaking developing confidence in young men. It's all about the confidence. Mickey Mantle tried to destroy a lot of young men's confidence. He tried to rip it. They're like, fuck you, Mickey Mantle. We're not going out of here with a fucking loss. The number 3, 4 fucking team. And by the way, the wide receiver for Idaho, watch him fucking go crazy in the NFL. That's the fucking best wide receiver I've seen besides Rashid Shaheed. Ever. Jack Kelly, monster game. These players all stepped up. All of them. Jacob Sharp, when he's been abused all season. Because Mickey Mantle's ego got in the way. Look at me. My first coach, and I'm going to be better. My recruits are going to be better than Jay Hill's. Good fucking luck to you. You couldn't make a pimple on Jay Hill's ass, number 1. Jay Hill's the greatest recruiter in the history of the fucking state. By the way, I've already named BYU's team next year because they suck. Well, remember what Jay Hill did here? Oh, he'll do it at BYU. He'll do it. he'll do it. You root for freaking BYU? I rooted him for my friend Jim McMahon that I grew up with. You know, he moved here in the ninth grade. I remember the first time I met Jim McMahon. He was punting in the park over by Sandridge. And we were over there drinking beers, teenagers, kids. I'm like, oh, did you see that? People forget he was the punter. Oh, I rooted for fucking. We all did. Fuck. What was there, about fucking 50 players in the NFL off that fucking team? I always go back to Jason Buck. I talked to him right over here not very long ago. All these fucking guys. But Jim McMahon went to Roy High School. The Toggies went to Bonneville High School. Winston Reed down there at the Canyon in Utah High School. I grew up. I live right next door to the freaking Hadleys. Friends with his dad, his whole family. Ace Hadley, what he did yesterday, break Rashid for. Talked to him after. I'm like, "That was your career high, huh?" Yeah. 71 yards after that blown out knee. You should have seen the emotion in that fucking stadium. It fucking blew my mind. I've never seen anything like it. Even because like, oh, fuck. I've never seen such joy and emotion. Do I think he's better than TJ? And I watched TJ. I did every one of TJ. There's a picture of TJ when they were that bad, and I do the play-by-play right up there when we were still doing it, me and Manny Gonzalez, for digitally. And I'm trying to hold my little grandson. I'm freaking got cancer. He's weaseling on. The cheerleaders used to have to fight. There's a picture. I got to find it. Of TJ got him freaking during the game holding him. It got to the point where they wouldn't even go near TJ. Maxwell's career very much mirrors TJ's stats and his numbers. But I think Maxwell's better at this stage because Maxwell is he's the best special teams player on this great special teams freaking that I ever saw. He'll be an NFL superstar. I talked to him last night. I says, the NFL likes to steal players like you. They won't draft you guys. Don't be worried if you don't get drafted. They didn't draft Rashid Shaheed. They didn't draft Opeta after he broke the freaking bar. It's like, how are the Eagles so fucking good on the tush push? You seen that fucking offensive line? Opeta right over there on Pro Day broke the fucking bar record by, they put 225 on the bar. He broke the all-time NFL record by 7 reps. Stansbury High School. You seen that offensive line? It reminds me of the offensive line of them Cowboys. And everybody says, oh, well, what? 93, 94, 95. Which is the greatest trade in fucking sports history. It was orchestrated by who? Tom Landry. Remember when from here he drafted Cornell Green, the basketball player at Utah State? He invented the combine. By the way, Hill that plays for freaking the Saints reminds me of Tom Landry. Everybody says Frank Gifford. Yeah, Frank Gifford, all that, then some. Yeah, he's from Pocatello, Idaho. Hilda Rashid. That trade, Tom Landry, when Herschel Walker, who was one of the greatest college players in the history of football, who's so overrated because by the time he got in the NFL, he's blown up. And his little choppy steps. Probably the most overrated football player in the history of freaking football, They pounded his shoulders into freaking, I don't know if it was a steroid thing, but it was the steroid era. His shoulders were gone. Landry drafted him like the 7th round. And they're like, well, you drafted him? He already signed with freaking Trump with USF. USF will go bankrupt. We'll have rights. Then they fire Landry through the meeting. And the Cowboys talk about shitty karma because they're all about the money. They're not even about the money around here. It's egos and arrogance. What ruined the Dallas Cowboys? Ego. What ruined his? Mickey Mantle's ego. You got the same coaches, you got the same players, you got all returning. This team, you saw what they did yesterday. You saw what they did. I compare this defense very similar to the 2017-2018 fucking Jay Hill defense. It was the greatest defense in the history of the school. That's how good this defense was. They won one home game. They should have won the national. That should have been the conference championship. The games they lost should have never. Now, granted, that game got away from Montana State. Montana State's got this team's number ever since. Snapgate. That one's on Jay Hill. Should have pulled him out after the second one. What a game. The game ends on the onside kick. Maxwell Anderson. Winston Reed has the best game of his career. Yeah. Hayes Hadley, longest punt return of his career, the all-time leader now who breaks Rashid's record. These are all seniors. Like I said, and don't get me wrong, I like Richie a lot. I really like him. But he's an 18-year-old. Bankston tore that knee up. Fucking so good. This team had options. When you take an All-American like Abraham Williams, put him on the fucking bench. What a game did he have? It's ego. Mickey Mantle's ego. And these guys that run this show around here, none of them are even from here. They're not even from here. None of them are from here. You think Baggett and the Raptors is from here? He's from L.A. I mean, they came in when we were going to build that stadium, fucking via Vegas, remember? And then Larry Miller run them out of Salt Lake, and they said, oh, look at this new stadium. Got it. He ain't from here. Fucking Gray Bills, he's fucking not from here. None of these guys, none of this fucking crew's from fucking here. None of them. They don't know shit about the history here. Why do you think there's one name up there, fucking Jamie Martin, who fucking, I played in the NFL on the bench? Oh, fucking please. There's fucking 20 players that should be up there. What is it all about their NFL? What about their career here? What about fucking Trevon Smith? See, in the NFL, I says, you even have good penmanship. So emotional in there. You know me. Angels watch out over me. I gave him, I says, well, the one I gave you, you still have, yeah? It's better? Winston Reed. Oh, he'll play in the NFL. He was a walk-on here. I knew day one in that game down in San Diego. What a career he had. See, in the NFL. I told him, you talked to TJ. There was two TJs here. Of course, it's hard to get the names correct because they had the same names and they both played in the NFL. They had the exact same name. Tehran and Trevon freaking Johnson. I mean, it's hard to keep all these names straight, but if you're doing the play-by-play and the call, don't you think on senior day you'd practice the family ignorance names? Or go have a conversation with them? Hey, how do I pronounce this? Because this is all about the fucking money. It's just a fucking loot job. So, I wanted to get this in because a good sports writer, a good activist, that's what we do. But have peace of mind. We know who did this, Jay Hill. We know all these great fucking players. He recruited local fucking players. You think Jody Sears did that? You think Graybill did that? You think fucking Arsenal's kid did that? Fuck. If you don't believe me, I want you to look it up. It's out there. The NCAA's fucking report on Weber State fucking at football. They called it the most corrupt in the country. They fucking were threatening them with the fucking death sentence. Look it up. Jay Hill turned this fucking board around. Now, Jay Hill, I wish he'd have never left. I think if Jay Hill didn't leave, I think they probably would have won the national championship this year. Honestly, do. I think it was the most talented fucking team in the history of the school. And they won one home game. Well, we saw. That sure wasn't Mickey Mantle. The fucking players are like, oh, yeah? You want to fucking sure? Fuck you. We're not going out this way. Remember, this team beat Montana State. This team has a real chance at the national championship, Idaho. Still do. Where's Weber? They'll be down at the Diablo Canyon, my place. I spent so much of my life there. The second most beautiful campus on earth. Well, third. I like UC Davis, too, the marine biology fucking bowl. Kevin Blanch, the marine biology in the high desert of Utah. Diablo Canyon Bowl, TikTok, what's that? The school that built it. It's like talking fucking Martian to these people. You know why Rashid Shaheed has such great hands? You know why? Rashid, he's got the best hands I ever saw in the history of the NFL. He did it here. Get the fucking balls of Rashid. You know why? When I'm fighting cancer, I developed a can flipping because can't so developed. The hospital every day, walking this trail that I still walk 12 years later. He watched Kevin Blanch flip that fucking soup can his whole career here and never fucking miss it once. The only person who's got better, well, did. He's passed me up now. NFL keeps spitting at fucking Weber State. Deion Sanders says it best. Remember, Deion Sanders coached at this level. Remember, just Jerry Rice came out of this level of football. Just, sweetness came out of this fucking level of football. They collude, the NFL, against schools like this. I told him, don't worry if you don't get drafted. He's like, I know, just get my foot in the door. That's what they want. They'll put you on the practice squad. They'll shoot you heat and play you for the fucking minimum. The end of a fucking era. So emotional last night when we left. The incredible Jay Hill era is over. It ended last night. So happy that it ended with the fucking win. And these fucking players took over. These fucking Jay Hill recruits. These Jay Hill recruits that Mickey Mantle is spit at. He's going to come in here after all the good dirty work is fixed, just like her down there at the fucking Black Cultural Center. All those young women did the work. Kevin Blanch, we did the work. Now, everybody needs to read, this is mine. She was calling Harrison Boulevard, downtown Ogden, Washington Boulevard. That's what they did. That's what they did. Good luck to you, fucking Mickey. Good fucking luck to you. Great work. All you Jay Hill recruits. Incredible. All you players that nobody wanted. Nobody wanted to shoot you, Heath. What a historic fucking event. Thank you, Maxwell. It means a lot to me. It really means a lot to me. It's a two-way street in this world. Nobody fucking realizes that. I promote, I do whatever I can. I try to freaking help anybody I can out. Anybody requests, they don't help me. But I take the high road. I don't care if they take the low road. I take the high road. I was given 2 months to live, 12 years ago. I dedicate that win to Winston Reed's mother, who not long ago passed away of cancer. He has his career fucking high. See you on Sundays. Stay tuned.